I hope you like boring time because we're getting really boring. Zildjian's old. They're really old. They're 401 years old at the moment. The history of the cymbal goes back to like the Bible. Zildjian didn't invent the cymbal, but it was the type of bronze. The B20 bronze is what they're famous for. This is... we're not going to be able to read it, are we? Oh my goodness! It says K. Zildjian Constantinople. They haven't called it Constantinople in a really, really long time. I've seen one of these for sale, and actually I think it's still on Reverb, where someone has engraved theirs, and it says it's from 1911. So at a minimum, this is more than 110 years old, potentially. That's right. This is a cymbal sleeve as well, by the way, folks. But really old cymbals, the hole is tiny and you can't get that on. Zildjian is really, really old. They're an Armenian family company and they were based in Constantinople, which is now Istanbul. But then there was a time where Zildjian came to America in the late 20s, but there were families still at home in Istanbul. They turned into the Istanbul company, stinking ages out. I told you this is boring. But before all of this, they were in Istanbul, Constantinople, and these are called K. Zildjians. Istanbul K. Zildjians, and they're like the rarest, most expensive cymbals you can get your hands on. If you find a random bag of cymbals and there's like an old K in it, you've just made $2,000. Now, the beautiful thing of this guy, someone was selling this online, and I'm not kidding, as old cymbal, and I paid $100. I think it was $200. Then, like on Reverb, someone was trying to get $2,000 for it. Someone didn't know what this was. They had no idea because they just called it an old cymbal, and they were right. It's an old cymbal. It weighs a ton, 1.2 kilos for a 13-inch cymbal. You imagine it's going to sound like this. You ready? Isn't it dainty? And all the rivets are fun. They kind of went out of fashion. I mean, they're still cool today, obviously, but there was a time where they just destroyed their cymbals with rivets.
For example, mate, look at this 40s like Zildjian guy I got here. Destroyed with rivets. Like, actually sounds miserable. And like all these little rivets, they act like little fingers and dull the sound. Rivets.
At this time, like, jazz was barely even a thing. They were for orchestras. They were for like ceremonial reasons. The cymbal actually got its start as military equipment. I'm not lying. Military equipment. It was a sound maker. Like, if you had 10,000 people rattling cymbals together at a time where you'd never heard a cymbal, it was a horrifying sound. China cymbals, you know, like they got the funny bell on them. That's a handle. That's so you can rattle them together and make awful noises.
So I'm recalling a lot of info from this epic book, The Cymbal Book. If you're a cymbal nerd, like I am. Shout out to all the amazing people who put this together. This book came out in like the late 90s, but it still sums up a lot. But there's like, you know, the early history, you know, here you go. Turkish military. People saying that the Chinese invented it, but the Chinese saying that someone else invented it. Here's the orchestral works. Oh, there's Hayden, mate. How you going? Look at this fun detail. Berlioz, mate. He said, the sound of a cymbal combined with a stroke of a bass drum was to him only fit to have monkeys dance to. Yeah, like hitting the kick and a cymbal at the same time was just like for dullards. It's called The Best Sound Drums Can Make, and basically everyone else jumped on it and got popular for it. So good book. It's a good book. Buy the good book.
But I love it because this is such an ancient kind of sound. They don't make cymbals like this anymore. This would be a hi-hat bottom. Why would you play that on its own? Let's play some weird trash along with it. So, good. This song sounds like it's going to be serious, which is good because it's a museum piece. So its first song in the stream, Funny Walks Aside by Tiki Tiki. It doesn't have a lot of volume, does it? I love the hammering though. Like this is handmade. Yeah, look, you can see like it was all hand done. It's not absolutely perfect. I love stuff like that in this AI desolate artistic landscape that we're in. And there's every chance that Mr. K. Zildjian, Karope Zildjian himself, either made this or was at least still alive. Here come the raindrops. Reed Mathis. It's a depression song, but it's Lewis Hamilton boxing. It's actually after the stream. This is on a totally different day. But I gotta compare it to the Dark Ride, mate. We've gotta play some Swinger McJazz first. Yeah, it's a beauty. It's completely out of date. They don't do it this way anymore, and there's a reason why. But what a time capsule. And I mean, it's why I love cymbals. I get to hear just how it sounded back in the day. There's no tuning. There's nothing to be replaced. What a thing. And now back to the stream for an important message. My Zildjian light's dying. Hey. No, it's all right. So, the light was dying there. Yeah. Oh. Ah, it's flickering.